My lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Made for Love, and welcome to a What's Happening with Your Person reading. So we're gonna look at how we're gonna get a significator for them, how they're feeling generally, what's happening in their life. If there's a third party, what's happening with that, what's occupying their thoughts as a priority. Okay, and then in the extended, I'm gonna look at your connection specifically, get a significator for their energy towards you, their thoughts and feelings about you, the dominant advice that they're getting about you at this time. What do they want to tell you that they can't at this time? What are they thinking about doing or rather their next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading? Okay, so let's get into this. Let's get a significator for the energy generally. Collective, you've closed a timeline. That's what I saw in the dream state last night. Now remember that high load and low road I was telling you guys about the last time, and that how I got knocked off and I was supposed to be on highway. It's 289, right? Highway 2, I was supposed to be on highway 289 and I got locked off onto this low road, and then I got back on the high road. And what I saw in the dream state last night is the same high road and low road, but this time the high road was like going over a mountain, and the low road was kind of like a shortcut, right? And every time I tried to pass on the low road, there was this security guard that was saying I can't pass, but other people were able to pass on the low road. And then he says, no, you have to take the high perspective, right? You have to take the high road. And when I was taking the high road, I had on like those like GoPro cameras, and I was talking to my twin on the phone and kind of like streaming the footage to him. So the higher perspective that I was getting, he was also vicariously getting that higher perspective as well. So you've burnt that old timeline. That bridge is burnt. And you can't go back that way. There's only the upward trajectory, the high road right now. Okay? All right, so let's have a look. We have mastery, self-mastery. This is what they're embodying at this time, especially mastering their thoughts, and especially their thoughts about themselves. Because remember, this is not the first time this failure card has come through for them. So it's about them mastering their self-defeatist thoughts. And this is a big shift for them because their thoughts have been running their life. There's a card number 76 that reduces to 13, and that is death and transformation. So changing their thoughts and thereby changing their life. Okay? Now remember, every time you're watching these readings, we're watching it about your person, but remember, they're always mirroring back to yourself. So you always have to see yourself. What about yourself? And it might not be as extreme as this, but they're always mirroring back to you, parts of you, right? So you now have to ask yourself, like, where do have I had like self-defeatist thoughts that have basically sabotaged my life, my career path, my love life, that kind of thing? Where do I have self-limiting thoughts about myself or my image, my value, my worth that has manifested in me attracting to myself people and experiences that reinforce that limiting belief? Okay? So always watch these readings for them. You want to know about them? Yeah, wonderful. But also to know about yourself, right? To deep dive into yourself. All right, let's get a significator for their energy generally. We have projection. Okay, all right. But even though it says projection, because we had that self-mastery card underneath, and because 35 reduces to 8, I feel this is something they're trying to get under control. Okay? I think your person has been giving their power away to projection for a long time, and it's one of their toxic habits. You see the devil here, right? So this is like the devil card. It's one of their toxic habits, but I see their spirit guides working with them for them to recognize that there's accountability here. right? Everything that we manifest, it takes two or more or more to do that. Okay? It's not just one person is responsible and can't always be the other person. There's something inside of us that is attracting this person and this experience, right? Because we attract everything through sympathetic resonance. So that's what they're realizing. They've been projecting a lot of shit onto you, onto the people around them. It's been everybody else's fault. It's been everybody else's fault. But now they're no longer giving their power away to that. Because once it's everybody else's fault, you're not going to change. Right? So we really have to revisit the stories that we are telling ourselves and other people about our experiences. And that's what your person's doing. They're revisiting these stories and they're taking accountability. Before, you know, they were always a victim, but they're not doing that anymore because victimhood, right, benefits no one. We just keep giving our power away. Okay. Because as long as it's somebody else's problem, we, sacrifice that opportunity for change. All right. Let's look at how your person is feeling at this time. Not necessarily related to you, not necessarily related to a karmic party. We will clarify. We have haunted, and I feel this is haunted by the past, right? Haunted by the things they did when they were projecting all their shit onto other people. They're haunted by their past. They're haunted by their past decisions, their past behavior. That's also been a strong message that we've been getting as well. We have isolated, so we see that withdrawn at this time, probably in hermit mode, and we come back here with this same self-defeatist thoughts. So I think this is what's really occupying their mind at the time, trying to get a hold on this. Their mind has been sabotaging them for the longest time. So you master the mind, you master your world, right? Stalemate energy. They're on pause. They're on pause. Because once the mind is in chaos, you can't manifest a definitive timeline. And then we have bitter, right? Bitter about how their life turned out. Okay, so let's have a look. Maybe bitter from past experiences. Let's pull some cards on these and clarify so that we make sure that we get all the messages. God, I love this deck. Tarot Avatar. It shuffles like a dream. It is so deep. Amazing. This is another deck that talks to me. And we have the Queen of Swords. So this is all about truth. Now, in my reading, all upright court cards are divine energies. So this could even be used like you are this person's muse. You are the one that's, inspiring them to go deeper, right? To reach to that higher perspective, just as how they portrayed it in the dream, right? You are the leader. You're downloading that energy first and then transmitting it psychically to them. They're feeling isolated. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Right now, they don't want to invest in anything with anyone. They may not even be going out. May not even be engaging with anybody right now. We have Three of Swords in reverse. They're just focusing on their healing. Okay? They're focusing on their healing. They're focusing on their wounding. For some of them, they might be releasing a third-party energy here, okay? And they want it to be their decision and them taking control of their life. They don't want anybody's opinion at this time. Three of Cups in reverse, because they realize that they are unhappy and they are the ones that are dealing with this unhappiness. All those people who were giving their opinions last week, they're realizing it really doesn't matter what they think. They're the person that's dealing and living with that unhappiness, and they have to do something about it. So whether that unhappiness is connected to a situation that they are in, or It is something deep-seated, which it usually starts with and then manifests on the outside. They have to deal with it. It's nobody else's responsibility. Let's see the self-defeaters. We have the 9 of Wands. Okay. I think they're seeing that their protectiveness, because even here, their hands are folded across the body, and then they still have another piece of cloth around the heart. They're realizing that this self-protectiveness that they've always practiced, yes, may have helped them protect themselves in the short term, but in the long term, it didn't help them manifest what they want, which was a close, intimate relationship with themselves and a close, intimate relationship with somebody else or other people. So right now, it looks like they're pausing for a cause, right? And they're pausing so that they can really get themselves into a stable, healthy place. We have the King of Pentacles, right? They want to be somebody that people can rely on. They want to be someone who's not giving their power away to some kind of substance addiction, or maybe an addiction to sex, or an addiction to money. For some of them, they may be engaging in like self-harming behaviors like cutting. I see that there, right? They realize that they have the key to change their life and change their world by changing themselves. So I don't think your person's making any big moves right now. The big moves are happening internally. What's this bitterness? What are they bitter about? We have the Hermit in reverse. I feel like, you know how hindsight is always 2020? They're kind of beating themselves up that they didn't do this deep dive previously. Because I feel like the opportunity for a person to do this deep dive has happened many times through the course of their life. But you know, as my father used to say, nothing happens before its time. There's a time and season for everything. And it looks like this is a time when they were receptive to this healing journey that that spirit wants to take them on. So they're kind of beating themselves up that they didn't take the opportunity sooner, but this is when they were ready. All right, let's have a look at what's happening in your person's life at this time. What's happening in their life at this time? Let me use this deck. What's happening in their life at this time? We have the Ace of Cups, learning to fill their own cup before giving to anybody else, learning to give their own self-sustenance. So we have the Ace of Cups. And that goes very well with that self-mastery card, which was the underlying energy. We have the Ten of Wands dealing with their shit, right? Because they have driven themselves to the point of overwhelm and burnout. So this is them, trying to revitalize themselves. 8 of Swords in reverse, right? Releasing themselves from those self-defeated thoughts that we talked about. And then we have the Empress in reverse. And for some of them, and the Empress in reverse is the distorted feminine. So this could be a karmic energy. It can certainly be a parent. It could even be a child. Okay. It could be an intimate partner. So for some of them, they're freeing themselves from that because this person or persons are a representation of what they call to themselves when they had these self-limiting beliefs and thoughts. And now that they are on a more expansive journey, an expansive route, and they've fallen out of alignment with these people or persons, they're freeing themselves from these attachments. If there is a third party in your or attached to your connection, and there's an intimate partner we're talking about, What's happening with that connection? So at this time, your person is really focused on the self. And this is not a egotistical self-focus. This is a self-nurturing, self-mastery, self-love journey that they are embracing at this time. What do we have here? Trigger alert. I think they're also highly triggered, but again, they're not running from these triggers. Instead, they're responding to them and doing the deep dives. So what do we have here? All right, they put a spell on you. For some of them, they realize that this karmic energy has been manipulating them. And they can either be manipulating them psychologically or manipulating them energetically. And this is a message that came out last week as well, right? So they're realizing that your person is in conscious awareness of that. What happened at the funeral? Don't know. We'll find out. Because, funerals, well, death energy. So let's say this is death energy. Death energy brings out the best and worst in people. And it seems to be bringing out the best in your person. Therefore, it might be bringing out the worst in the karmic energy. Something ain't right at church. So there's something here about maybe an institution that your person's attached to. So it could be a work situation. It could certainly be at church. Maybe they're no longer resonating with what is being preached there. It could be any kind of spiritual belief. It could even be a political belief, right? So what this tells me is that your person is moving out of alignment from a lot of things that they took for granted was part of their truth and part of their belief system. So this is them critically analyzing everything that they have ever believed, right? Or everything that they've ever been taught, and trying to figure out what really resonates with me. What's my truth? What's my truth? What's my family's truth? What's the karmic's truth? What's the truth of the government? What's the truth of the institutions I've been in? What's my truth? So they're trying to, well, enmesh is not a word. I don't think so. But certainly disentangle themselves from all the different enmeshments that they have. You understand? And then we have generational trauma. And some of that enmeshment is generational trauma. Let's pull some cards on these here. All right, well, Spirit, tell us about they put a spell on you. We have the Page of Wands. So this is a download that came through your person's psyche. And that's why I'm saying they are now in conscious awareness of that, right? This is a spiritual message that they received. And the spiritual message that they receive is this person that they're with is trying to manipulate them either energetically or psychologically. Your person knows this. So they're practicing extreme caution with this karmic energy. What happened at the funeral? We have the Eight of Pentacles. So this death energy is causing your person to really work on themselves, and also, I'm hearing, work on their craft. There's something very creative that your person does that they've been keeping on the back burner for a long time. But this death energy is making them look at abundance in a different way and manifesting abundance in a different way as well. And before, when they thought they had to work hard to do that, now they're realizing that they can do that through manifestation and through their own creativity and the channeling and harnessing of their own creative energy. Something ain't right at church. What's that about? We have the Nine of Swords. So they're seeing that they have what they call introjection. They've taken on a whole set of beliefs. There's all these beliefs that's been pelted at them, and they've just wholesale take on all these beliefs as their own, and they're not. So this is them trying to sort out what's, as I said before, what's theirs and what is integral and inherent to them. And these things that they have introjected has caused them a lot of pain and has caused them to miss out on a lot of opportunities because they've been stuck in the mind. What's this about generational trauma? We have the King of Swords. They're seeing the generational trauma as clear as day. They're seeing the entanglements as clear as day. They're seeing the dysfunction as clear as day, and they realize they have to be the one that breaks out of this box, breaks out of this mold here that they've been trapped in. So this is basically a jailbreak in progress. And the jail has been a mental prison. It's a mental prison. And maybe it grounded and manifested itself as a 3D prison, right? They may have felt trapped in a circumstance, or some of them could be incarcerated. Because the prison of the mind has manifested in the 3D as an actual prison. So they're realizing once they free themselves from that, right, and free themselves from their family dysfunction, then they can change their reality, change their world. What's occupying your person's mind as a priority at this time? What's priority on the agenda? What's a priority? What's the priority at this time? We have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So for some of them, they're really focused on transmuting this ancestral trauma and karma that apparently they've been dealt with. Now, 10 of Pentacles can also mean a breakup and also a divorce. So for some of them, they might be going through, that's part of the enmeshment. I'm going to say it again. The enmeshment, the detangling of themselves, right? So for some of them, there is like a legal deconstruction that's happening as well, or dissolving of a contract. This could even be a work situation where they realize that they are being exploited and they're better off on their own. What else is priority? We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. No longer investing in people, things, and habits that don't honor them. What else is a priority? 5 of Wands in reverse. Peace. Manifesting peace of mind. Inner peace and outer peace. They're tired of the drama. They're tired of the constant conflict. They're tired of living off adrenaline. Right now, they just want peace and harmony in their life. And they know that it starts within them. And then we have the Strength card. What's the priority? Taking back their power, asserting themselves in their life, taking control of their life, and not giving that power away to victimhood or to other people or to substances. So they are really embracing this self-love journey, this healing journey at this time. And they are a priority. Nobody else is a priority at this time. Not even you, viewer. They're truly focused on themselves. Okay? And in a very beneficial sort of way. What's Spirit's message for you at this time? So in extended, we're going to look at their thoughts and feelings for you, get their energy towards you. We're going to look at what they want to tell you right now, but they can't. Their next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading, the dominant advice that they're getting about you. Okay? Underneath the deck, we have nurture all that you love. And this is what your person's doing. They're nurturing all that they love, and they're trying to love themselves and every aspect of themselves, right? And it looks like Spirit is asking you to do the same. I have to nurture my belly. That was my belly. If you heard it, it was my tummy. I'm doing a bit of intermittent fasting. So it's time for breakfast. All right, let's see. But that's me nurturing myself as well. All right. So we have here the ancient ones. Okay. And it's interesting that your person would be transmuting a lot of generational trauma at this time. And then we have here a message from the ancestors. All right. Let's have a look at what they're saying with this card. And then what I think I'll do, I'm going to pull in the extended, I'm going to pull some cards from that African divination deck and see what the ancestors want to say. But maybe we'll get it here as well. Here, the ancient ones. What do the ancient ones want you to know? Right. The indigenous peoples of the world are those who have lived in harmony with the land for countless generations. Among them are the elders, whose knowledge and wisdom can teach us of our relationship with nature, of living a life of empathic awareness, and to better understand our role as caretakers of the earth. They can teach us the wisdom of taking only what we need, of wasting little, and of honoring all sacrifices made so that you may live and grow. Hear the wisdom of the ancient ones, learn from their knowledge, law, and tradition. So I don't think I have to pull any cards in the extended. I think this is Spirit reminding you of your mission to help raise the vibration of the planet and nurture the earth as part of your life purpose. And we all have a responsibility because, this earth sustains us. So in whatever little way we can give back to the earth, we're being asked to do so. So for some people, it might be on a 3D basis where we are, composting, recycling, planting as much trees as possible. You might be doing your little gardening, or you might be planting flowers for the bees. There's so many little things that you can do that can have a monumental impact. And then spiritually, we can ground high vibrational energy into the earth. We can be high vibrational ourselves and spread that energy to all those who we encounter. So Spirit is reminding you of your purpose. Sometimes we can get lost in our romantic relationships and forget that we do have a dual purpose for coming here, and it's to help where we can. And we all have a little space in our circle of control where we can help. Even if you're planting one flower, one brightly colored flower, that's food for the bees, right? Or one plant or one tree or whatever it is. Every little bit helps and every little bit counts. Okay, so it's all hands on deck. All right, my love. So that was your reading. If you want to go further, join me in extended. I'm going to take a look at your relationship. Otherwise, grateful for everything that you do for this channel. Your likes, shares, and subscribes. You guys have been interacting with the ads at play. Thank you very much, because we do get a commission for that. And I encourage you to do this for any creator, reader, influencer that you enjoy. You like consuming the content. Everything is in equal balance, right? Just like the earth. Everything is in balance. The earth sustains us. We have to do whatever we have to do to put back. And we must have that, that cycle of abundance. All right, my love. So take care.